Hey witches, so I thought I'd do another little video real quick. This is going to be 20 magical symbols that pagans use, witches use, Wiccans use. I'm sure you're familiar with lots of them, but maybe not all of them. So I thought we'd go through them, and I'll link the article below. It's from Learn Religions, probably my favorite blog/website. I also love Spells 8, but Learn Religions has got just about everything on here, and it's all free. So the first one is the symbol for air. Each element has a triangle to represent it, but each triangle looks different. So for air, you've got the line at the bottom, and I'm not going to read through it. You have the Ankh. I'm sure you've seen the Ankh before. The Ankh means eternal life. And then we have the Celtic shield knot. My husband actually has a necklace like this. I thought it was funny because he's a Christian, but he's also very Irish, and he embraces his Irish roots. That's one reason he's able to accept my paganness because it relates so much to the ancient Irish culture. But this knot is used for warding and protection. Many of these symbols are. Not all of them, though. Here's a symbol for earth. You have the line at the top. And the stuff that it's got, I'm not scrolling through it because it's not good. I just want to talk about the symbols. But definitely go through and read this article when you have time. And then we have the Eye of Horus is next. And this one is also for protection, but also healing. I know several people that have this actually tattooed on their body. But it's a great symbol to use in your magic or to have on an amulet or talisman to wear as jewelry. And then we have the Eye of Ra, protection again. Don't confuse the Eye of Ra with the Eye of Horus. They are different. They're not the same. They're very similar, but it says here that this one is similar to the Eye of Horus, but the Eye of Ra is one of the most ancient magical symbols. So I guess that this one is older, and it's just protection. The other one was protection and healing. And then we have the symbol for fire, and you notice for fire there is no line. And then my favorite, Hecate's wheel. I have a tattoo of this. I have a shirt with this. I have a ring that I always wear with this. I have, what else do I have? G's and altar tile with this. I have a glass candle that has this on the outside. I have earrings, several necklaces, which I guess they're technically talismans now because I consecrated them for protection. And I think that's it. And maybe I should get some underwear and some socks. But anyway, the Hecate wheel, the wheel of Hecate it's like a labyrinth, a maze, and it's spiraled around like a snake. Snake is not her favorite animal. She is known as the protectress of dogs, but she loves all animals, and she is also connected to the serpent, of course. So that is why they're comparing it to a snake. But hail Hecate. And I will keep going. even though I really want to stop and read all that to you, I'm not gonna. So the horned god, if you are Wiccan, you definitely need to know this symbol, because otherwise, who are you worshiping? So you have the horned god, and it's just a circle with a little crescent moon shape on top to look like horns. And then, of course, there are many other names. And then we have the beloved pinnacle. And, of course, it's extremely popular, and everyone should have one. I would say that it, of course, it represents all of the elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. But also, it is very protective and very magical. So if you don't have a pinnacle piece of jewelry or a tattoo or something somewhere with a pinnacle on it, please today get yourself one. Just do that for yourself. Treat yourself. And there's a lot of history. And when I said, I'm going to read this because a lot of people don't understand exactly how to draw the pinnacle correctly. They end up drawing it the wrong way, and you don't want to do that. So I'll just read what it says. It says, to perform magic that cleanses or banishes things away, you would draw the pinnacle starting at the top point and then go straight down to the lower right, then the upper left, cross to the upper right, and then the lower left, and then back up. That's if you want to get rid of something or banish something. When you're performing magic that attracts or protects, which is hopefully what you're normally doing, you will still start at the top but go down to the lower left instead, reversing the process. Be careful, because you don't want to do it backwards, and a lot of people do. So just remember that. Anywho, we'll keep going. And here's I always butcher this word, but I'm just going to say Seax Wicca or Wicca. But this symbol represents the moon, the sun, and the 8 Wiccan Sabbats. So you can look at that, and it kind of looks like the wheel of the year. Then you have a moon and a sun. It's a beautiful symbol. It was, of course, made by Raymond Buckland. It says, let's see, Buckland did a lot with his brave self. And this says that this symbol sort of just represents everything. It's not necessarily for protection or anything else. It's just a symbol that represents things that are important to us. So then we have the solar cross. It looks like, not like a Jesus cross, but just like a plus sign with a little circle in the middle. And it's associated with the sun itself and typically connects to the element of fire, of course, because it's called the solar cross. And then there's the sun wheel. It also looks like it would have some connection to the wheel of the year because of the way that it is cut out and the amount of pie pieces I see. I see 8. So that makes me think of the wheel of the year. But it says here that the sun is a symbol of power and energy. So if you were doing a spell that, maybe a weather spell where you wanted it to be sunny, or you were doing something maybe on a Sunday, any of that Sunday magic, and I will link my video for planetary days below. I'll give you more info about that, but you may want to use this symbol. And you can draw the symbol yourself. It always has more power. You could even trace it in blood if you had enough. You do not have to, but I talked in my blood magic video about using your blood when drawing your symbols and sigils. It gives them more power, and then when you do that, you can reuse them. You don't have to keep doing it over and over and over. So anyway, so then we have Thor's hammer. A little intricate thing there. Really cool. And it says that it is typically used in pagan traditions with a Norse background. So if you're a Norse pagan, you probably are very familiar with this. And it talks about the early pagan Norsemen wore the hammer as an amulet of protection. So then we have the triple horn of Odin. It says it's a symbol of Odin's power, made of 3 interlocking drinking horns. Pretty cool. And you know that Odin, of course, is the father of Norse gods. So if you're a Norse pagan, I'm sure you work with Odin, or I hope you do, at least. And then we have the beloved triple moon that all of us swoon over and put on our cars and have, on our cauldrons and everything else. So, of course, this is the symbol of the goddess, because you have the waning, the waxing, the full, the waning crescent, the waxing crescent, and the full moon there to represent the moon phases. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And it says at the bottom, I'll just read this little piece. Invoke this symbol in rituals such as drawing down the moon or in workings involving lunar goddesses. So if you are going to work with Selene or any other lunar goddesses, or, do anything on a full moon, it would be good to have this symbol handy. So next, the triple spiral. I think this is the cutest little symbol. It's found in many Celtic traditions. Why can't I talk all of a sudden? Let's see. I'm trying to see if anything else interesting jumps out. I don't really see anything. Not really, just giving us some information about it. All right, so then we have I pronounce this triqueta. It doesn't look like the word triqueta, but this is how that's how I pronounce it. It's beautiful. I also have this tattooed on my body. It's found in many Celtic traditions. I love how it represents the number 3, which in Wicca, the number 3 is so powerful, even in just witchcraft, the number 3. So important. So this represents the place where 3 circles would overlap. And it says it also appears in Nordic inscriptions. Occasionally it appears within a circle. Just often associated with the television. So charmed, that's freaking annoying. Why do I have to put that in there? Anyway, okay, so of course next is the symbol for water, which would be the opposite of fire. There is no line, but it's facing the other direction. Then we have the yin yang. That's one, it definitely does not come from where most of the others come from. It represents balance and harmony, the good and the bad, the polarity of things, balance. Doesn't this, it's Asian. So it says it might be a good symbol to invoke in rituals calling for balance and harmony. If you seek polarity in your life or you're on a quest for spiritual rebirth, consider using the yin-yang as a guide. In some teachings, the yin and yang are described as a mountain and a valley. As the sun climbs over the mountain, the shady valley is illuminated, why the opposite face of the mountain loses light. Visualize the shift in sunlight. As you watch the light and dark exchange places, what was once hidden will be revealed. How cool. So anyway, those are the symbols. I don't think there's anything else on here. This is a link for magical tools. I might do that one, but I've done several tools already in a different fashion. I like to do it that way because then I can show you how to use them. So anyway, if you're interested, you can click on that and read it. But that's all I have, witches. Like, subscribe, and share. Blessed be.